Hello, gorgeous.
Oh, what's up?
How are you tomorrow?
What are you saying?
Hello!
Red Bull Gaming Club. 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 Red Bull Gaming Club.
Rebel Gaming Club, Worst Pickup episode 145.
145. My voice is really hard. My throat's all fucked up.
Yeah, I didn't understand what you're saying, but
Yeah.
it was good. It's like you had something in your throat.
I was watching Big Mouth.
Well, first pickup right off, guys, are these Furbies from 1999. They still have their tags. Fun story, I worked at KB Toys when these came out, and it was by far the hottest toy that Christmas.
I fucking hate them. They creep me out. Always have.
$275 each. I wasn't gonna leave them behind. Pretty neat.
Should've broken them.
Maybe they could talk to themselves.
They better not be doing that.
Before we go into the episode, we actually had some news or things happen this week.
Yeah, what happened?
Well, this past weekend for me, I went down to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania and rocked out with the River City Rebels.
Yeah, it looked fun. I couldn't make it.
Well, it was about a 6.5 hour drive.
I didn't want to make it.
Well, either way, I got there. I went to my buddy's tattoo spot, and that's Electric City Tattoo. My buddy Nate,
Good logo.
he works there. It's a great shop, and it used to be an old venue that we used to always play at. And Nate was a big fan of the band, so he's like, "Come by. I'm gonna hook you up with something nice," and he did. And what did I pick?
It's lame.
That's not fucking lame. That's Fire Emblem.
That's pretty lame.
I mean, how many Fire Emblem tattoos are out there?
Probably a couple.
Yeah, there probably is a few.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and we rocked it out. You know, we had a good time. And on top of that, my buddy Derek showed up from Pittsburgh. He made the drive, and he hooked it up with a few PSP games. Medieval. We got, the movie The Cave, and Need for Speed Most Wanted. So, Derek, thank you so much for those, bud.
PSP sucks.
No, it doesn't. So, that was my past weekend. Jordan,
What a weekend it was.
get up on that shit. Talk to them.
My last weekend was up at Bakuratsu Con, or Bakuratsu, as I was calling it the whole time, in Burlington, Vermont. Big shout out to Mariah for having me and Nick Sage come up there and play some Mario Party with people. It was a lot of fun. It was a smaller convention, but there was a solid 400 people there. People hated us. It was pretty cool. I went to a hentai thing. It got real weird. So yeah, and I had a lot of fun.
So that's good. So you rep the RGC up there, you and Nick.
Yeah, it was a good time. We got a lot of people. It's actually funny, after our panel, like, some older people in the crowd, go figure. It was like a 64-year-old woman. She's like, "Who do I talk to get you guys back here next year?" I was like, "Thank you so much."
Oh, Grandma,
man.
thank you.
Fucking, I don't get that ever.
Well, I'm glad you got it. That was cool that you guys...
Every time someone writes a letter, they say, "Hey, Dan." They don't say, "Hey, Jordan."
They say "Hey, Jordan" quite a bit, actually.
Well, I don't read them.
Well, see, that's your problem. Either way,
I'm like Kanye.
so we've been busy lately. We're getting ready for next week. But we'll talk about that in a little bit later.
Yeah.
First up, I went out hunting, and I found some VHS tapes. First up, we got this Tom Green show. This is the best of the Canadian years, so this is early on.
I never watched the show.
Oh, well, you should watch it because it's wonderful.
I mean, I was like 5 when Freddy Got Fingered came out, so...
Well, it's a good time to go back. I mean, all that stuff's on YouTube, obviously, and I'm sure a lot of you guys watch it out there. We found a copy of This Is Spinal Tap. I didn't have this cover.
Still never seen it.
Still in my top 5 favorite movies. Snagged up Valley Girl. Nicolas Cage early on. You ever seen?
Not a horror flick?
No. That's like primetime 80s.
Yeah, he looks so
cheese.
douchey. I love it.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Picked up Liberace Live. This is going to be amazing.
I've never listened to Liberace.
I don't think I've really in depth, but his persona and who he is what makes him so
great.
special. Where the Buffalo Roam, Bill Murray.
I thought it said Buffalo Room. I don't know. Is this Hunter S?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's based on him.
Yeah, that's fun.
1941, director's cut. I've never watched this all the way through.
I see Belushi.
Well, you see Belushi and you see Aykroyd.
Huh.
Yeah, I think it's one of those ones I need to really watch. I found The Gladiator. Know nothing about this one, but the back says he has an armed and lethal super truck at his disposal. He is part guardian angel, part crusader, and part warrior.
That's the first sentence.
I mean, come on.
That's really good.
Yeah, right away. I'm sure some of you guys have heard of that. I have not, so I'm excited to watch that. Because how many times do you go out hunting for VHS tapes do you find something you haven't seen? It's getting pretty tough.
For you.
And the last one I found
I stay ignorant.
was Slums of Beverly Hills. One of my all-time favorite movies here as well. This touches my soul. This came out in the 90s. But you know what? I'm not going to tell you about it. Because
Who's that?
Septum Sin versus the World is going to give us a little bit of information on it. Septum.
Greetings. I've been asked to check into a film that I haven't looked into in a long while. The Slums of Beverly Hills. This is a 1998 dramedy directed by Tamara Jenkins and starring Natasha Lyonne, Alan Arkin, and Brianna Weiss. The film is about a young girl and her father moving to Beverly Hills for the schools. This is a film as much about a father's bond with his daughter as it is a coming-of-age film for a young woman without her mother to help guide her into womanhood. The film centers mainly on three characters, which are the three title characters discussed earlier, and their interactions shape development and story progression. While the acting is fantastic, it tells a story with a little bit of whimsy, but in my opinion proves my point that there's no such thing as a dramedy. There's too much heaviness throughout. But there's also controversy about the position that they placed our young protagonist in. If you like coming-of-age stories with solid characters, acting, and you're looking for a hidden gem, this might be what you're looking for. If you don't manage to get a nice VHS copy, like Dan, you can also find it on streaming and available through DVD at most online retailers for about the price of $10 to $15. I hope you've enjoyed this little review, and back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Septum Sin. Yes. So, wonderful movie. It's very nostalgic for me. That's probably why I like it so much. You know, because it's probably like a 7 out of 10, but, you know, it just feels more to me.
Weird thing. Marissa Tomei. Cousin Vinny? Dude. She had me going when I was a kid.
Oh, that was your go-to.
Oh, she was so... I mean, she's still fucking gorgeous, but... Cousin Vinny was too good, too. Couldn't get enough of that shit.
Got some thrifting finds besides those VHS. First up, we found this Rail Baron. And this is well, you saw Nick Sage reviewed this company, the Avalon Hill Game Company. What are the chances I was going to find it pretty much back-to-back weeks?
Oh, excuse me, fuck. What is this?
It's a strategy game.
It's a railroad empire building game. That's awesome.
That's pretty... I just like the cover with this guy. It looks like he's drunk.
You would be too.
Yeah, look, I mean, tell me this guy doesn't look like he's...
That's the owner of Avalon Hill.
So it's another bookshelf game.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll keep finding those.
We should play it sometime.
We should. It looks like it's pretty much brand new. Found some video games. First up, out thrifting, we found the Nathan Drake collection. Pretty fucking cool, if you ask me.
Uncharted's fun.
We found Grand Theft Auto 5.
Dealers.
Yeah, need a new case for it. It's nothing crazy.
Worth $3.
Yep, we found Midnight Club, Los Angeles, complete edition. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
NHL 17.
Hockey.
Found Cabela's Big Game Hunter Pro Hunts on the Wii U. Believe it or not, this is one of the tougher games to hunt down on the Wii U. It's like a $25 game.
But why?
I don't know. So if you're a big time collector, you know, to find this on the cheap is nice, because I wouldn't pay $25 for that shit.
I got 5 games on my Wii U.
Out thrifting, you know, you see Star Wars and, you know, you're like, oh, GameCube Star Wars, that's kind of fucking lame. But they always check what's inside, because we found a copy of Luigi's Mansion in there.
I thought it was going to be Skies of Arcadia.
Wouldn't that be some shit? Found a case only for Juiced 2.
I didn't know there was a second one.
I didn't either, but...
Played the shit out of the PS2 version.
Found a box only for Need for Speed Most Wanted. So I got to complete both of those.
Yeah, this actually looks pretty good, considering.
Found this stuffy. Look at this little stuffed guy. You know who this is?
Is that Elf on a Shelf?
Fuck no, that's Hermie from Rudolph.
Oh.
He wants to be a dentist.
Stupid.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
I hate that fucking eyes.
Found a few more games. We found this Mortal Kombat Complete Edition.
Ooh. That looks good.
Yeah. Is that the one with Freddy? I think that has Freddy Krueger.
No,
Yeah.
Freddy is right there.
Yeah, I found it before, so it's kind of cool. We found Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, which is cool because I just traded my copy in to GameStop because it was like $7 traded in. So I got another copy. We got this BioShock Limited Edition.
That's the first one. That's
Yeah.
all the shit.
Yeah, and it's cool to find the limited edition one too. There was a shell that went over it, but I don't have that. It's too bad. 'Cause if I had that, this is a real nice find.
I wish I liked this game.
I've never played BioShock. A lot of people have though.
I gave it a try. Solid 2-3 hours. Eh,
What was the other one that you played that was like that?
I got a few.
With the old-timey soundtrack.
Oh, Cuphead?
No.
No, 'cause- yeah, I liked Cuphead.
It had a record that you could get with its soundtrack. I thought it wasn't BioShock? It was like your fucking favorite game for 2 minutes.
I certainly didn't get it.
You played it 50 hours.
Oh, Fallout 4?
Was it Fallout 4?
You didn't get a vinyl with it, but it
Ah,
certainly had an old
old-timey.
soundtrack.
Oh,
Yeah,
guess I got confused then.
like first time I heard Billie Holiday. It's awesome.
Was there.
It might have been.
Nice. We also found a copy of Deadpool on the 360, which is exciting because I didn't want to spend $20 at GameStop for a copy of this.
This is $20.
I don't know, because Deadpool's still pretty hot.
Is this good?
No one knows.
I dropped it.
Found a few CDs. Actually, another game. We got this, but it's PC. Employee of the Month, this SpongeBob game. It's a point-and-click adventure.
Hate 'em.
Love it. We found a CD, Hot Heat, Elevator. You know this band?
Definitely listen to them.
Hot Heat was great. I don't think they're active anymore, though. We got the Charlie Brown Christmas soundtrack, which is... This is the Christmas album of all Christmas albums, in my opinion. But it's too early to talk about Christmas. We got this Zapp and Roger.
Fuck yeah!
Zapp and Roger's awesome.
Yeah.
And what is it? Be Alright was sampled on was it Dear Mama? Tupac?
Probably.
I believe so. It's one of those. If you listen to that track, you'll hear
Track 7, Do Wah Diddy.
it's a banger.
It's a fucking perfect funk track. It's incredible.
Yeah, this was kind of an odd find out in the wild because you don't really come across their stuff very often. We got a Psychedelic Furs Radio 1 sessions. I love me some furs, so it's pretty neat.
I'm indifferent. Radiant Pine.
So we got a bit more to go, but before we get to that, next week we're inviting you all to our Halloween party.
That's a weird way to put it.
Oh, it's gonna be great, guys. It's next Wednesday, you know.
Let us know what you're dressing up as.
Yeah, so we kind of know, because obviously you can't come, but you're invited.
Yeah, wear the costume. Watch the video.
But we're gonna have a costume, you know, contest. We're gonna do shit you do during Halloween for parties.
Yeah,
It's gonna be.
Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so you're all invited. Make sure to check that out. And to get you in the spirit of things,
I hope I got the day off from work.
I wonder if Mo, he was fucking around with something. I'm gonna yell over to him right now. Mosley!
Happy fucking Halloween out there, Rebel Gamers. Welcome to the LJN Horror Trilogy Special. Should be a good time. So it's kind of a rite of passage for every fucking retro channel on the internet to eventually do the basic bitch retro guy Halloween marathon and play through all 3 of the licensed LJN horror games. We somehow haven't gotten around to that on here yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and take care of it now so the boys don't gotta fuck with that shit. All jokes aside though, these games really are kind of unfairly maligned by a lot of people as being bad games because that bullshit trendy LJN stigma that's mostly fucking bullshit. The games really aren't bad if you don't suck too bad to get good at them, so we're going to go ahead and try to give you guys a better appreciation of them. I'm going to share some tips and tricks I use to conquer each game, and at the end of each episode, I'm going to give you my vote for the best movie in each franchise. Should be a good time. Without wasting any more of it, we're going to jump into our first game, which is Jaws. Jaws is a fairly simple game wherein you sail around in this inlet that is bookended by 2 harbors that you can dock at to purchase level ups and items. Your basic goal is to sail around in this inlet, getting in random RPG style encounters wherein you strap on your scuba gear and dive down to collect shells by defeating various sea life. You use those shells to purchase said level ups and items. There's also bonus stages where you depth charge jellyfish from a seaplane that are absolutely essential to collecting bonus shells and to collecting your shells fast enough for speed runs. Occasionally Jaws' big fat ass will come and try to interrupt you. He's fairly easy to avoid while still collecting shells, but it adds a very real sense of tension to the game because you don't know where he's lurking down in those briny depths. Eventually you get your radar device, and if you're going for speed like I was during this session, you level up to level 4 and you are able to finally take on Jaws. At which point you carefully whittle down his health using a technique I like to call the duck and swoop, where you duck down below him and swoop around behind him, just shooting him right up the tailpipe. Eventually, when you whittle his health all the way down, you trigger the final scene wherein you have to ram him with the stern of the boat to kill his ass. All of it's fairly simple. Best advice I can give is to just take your time in the final scene, try not to go down below the reefs when you're collecting your shells, and absolutely practice up at the bonus scenes because they will help you out immensely. There is also a submarine you can earn if you're going for like a higher score. I usually never get around to getting that because you have to level up way too far and it doesn't work for speed runs. But eventually when I do some score chasing on this game, I'm going to be using the shit out of that submarine. That's really all I got on this one, guys. I mean, just get out there and play some fucking Jaws. See if you can best your own personal times, go for that high score like I mentioned I'm going to be doing myself, and just have fun with it, you know? Use it as an excuse, too, to get out there and check out the movies. I think that this game is kind of overlooked by a lot of people that probably would like it simply because of the fucking rainbow or the fact that maybe they weren't super stoked on the movies, but you don't really have to fucking enjoy either of those things to enjoy Jaws. So now we arrive at the part where I tell you which movie that I think is the best in the franchise. Not gonna lie, I kinda cheated right here. Because as far as I'm concerned, if you're not fucking around, you just double feature Jaws 1 and 2, and then really you can just watch the other ones if you feel like watching them for fun. They're okay. I'd probably recommend just double featuring Jaws 1 and 2 and watching Orca. More people need to see Orca. It's well loved, but it definitely deserves some more of it. Now, are these games a bit rough around the edges? Sure, but that really describes a lot of games from the NES era. I think if you can compel yourself to stick to it and play past that stuff, you can get fairly good at all of them. And every single one of the games in the trilogy is designed to be able to beat super fast if you want to. And if you have the fucking intestinal fortitude or whatever to just grind it out until you eventually get good enough at it to do it. I would like to see which one of you guys can come closest to my time, so feel free to give it an attempt. Throw it in the comments below, and we'll see you back here next time with Nightmare on Elm Street, baby. Cheers. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for that, Mo.
You're the best neighbor I've ever had.
LJN, huh? Jaws, ain't so bad. And I'm excited about the rest that you're going to be doing in that trilogy.
Same.
It's fucking awesome. So yeah, now I'm in I got the spirit going on, but we got a final bit of pickups before we wrap things up, Jordan. Last bit of pickups. Oh man, I got lucky. I got lucky with the thrift. Someone had donated their shit, and this is my shit now, and I'm so happy to have that. It is pretty much all of Wes Anderson's movies, like Rushmore. You haven't seen it,
Still haven't.
but so wonderful. DeJarling Limited.
Might be my favorite.
It's a fun one.
I really like this one.
Royal Tannenbaums, which is my favorite.
I've only seen it once. It was good though.
Bottle Rocket, which is his first movie. But my least favorite, but still a lot of fun. And
who else is there? Looks like fucking Brandon.
and also they'd gotten rid of their soundtracks. I can say Rushmore soundtrack it's right up there in my top favorites.
What's on there?
It's a bunch of the original scores are great, but it has the bands like the Kinks, Cat Stevens, The Who, John Lennon, The Faces, Ooh La La, which is one of the greatest songs ever written. Pretty fucking neat. I'm happy. I'm stoked. I'm pumped.
Apparently he's got some pretty good taste.
Yeah, no, he likes really good music. So, Wes Anderson, thank you. He has a new movie coming out next year, so I can't wait. It's the French something. I forget the title, but I'll make sure to watch it in theaters. That's gonna wrap it up this week, guys.
So I was trying to figure out who Bob Musgrave is. Doesn't matter.
So until next week, guys, you leave some comments. Let us know where you're going. What your Halloween costume is this year.
I won't spoil it, but it's pretty cool.
And we might even have a real special guest returning next week.
It's news to me.
Fingers crossed, guys. Alright, so do what you do. Toodaloo. Wait, do what you do, toodaloo? Can that be my catchphrase as an outro?
Sure.
Do what you do, toodaloo.
It's your show. You do it like you
You
want.
try, man. See if it sounds better with you.
Do what you do, toodaloo. Yeah, just feels wrong.
Do what you do, toodaloo.